All right, Brandon, thank you. All right, well, before we get to our weather forecast, check out some of the damage that we caught earlier today. There may be some cleanup to be done in Clay. Check out for Plank and Bennett roads. Power lines down, National Grid's on the scene, working to get the tree all cut up and taken out of the area. Certainly, we had a very fast-moving storm come in. It didn't last too long, but it was powerful. Meteorologist Violet Skybor is out on the weather deck for us tonight. And Violet, was it the winds really that did it?
Yeah, we were watching wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour, even some pockets of hail with some of these very small but powerful thunderstorms. And we're still tracking storms for parts of the area as we go into this evening. So we're in weather alert for the risk of flash flooding because of those storms. We've already seen some areas of flooding earlier this evening, but also an air quality alert for the places that haven't seen those thunderstorms or any rain today. So our weather headlines include thunderstorms and the flood risk for this evening. An air quality alert, but especially come tomorrow as more wildfire smoke returns to central New York, becoming even thicker, and then a potential heat wave looking ahead to the weekend and into next week. Starting with this thunderstorm activity, right now we're on the edge of a coastal system that is heading out to sea. So come tomorrow, we will have some drier air beginning to build in. Notice the rainfall amounts. It doesn't look like much, but in pockets in very small areas, we've seen 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. Specifically at the Syracuse airport, where we did have a report of a car stuck in 2 to 3 feet of water. These thunderstorms are popping up, producing very heavy rainfall, and then falling apart just as fast. They're not moving too quickly, but they're also not lasting very long. The activity is mainly confined to areas north of the Thruway, so areas by Rochester, stretching out to Oswego and up towards Lowville and into the Adirondacks as well. There are a couple of isolated storms down by Cooperstown, but for Syracuse and south of the Thruway, it is mainly dry this evening, and temperatures have cooled off since the rain hit in the upper 70s. We'll still see some thunderstorms popping up here and there for areas north of the Thruway over the next several hours, continuing up until sunset and then weakening, tapering to lingering showers, which should be out of here before midnight. We're dry after that. Temperatures drop back into the mid-60s by sunrise tomorrow, and we'll be starting off with partly sunny skies. Additional rainfall amounts, though, especially for areas up to the north across the Tug Hill, the Adirondacks, and out by Rochester, could still see pockets of 1 to 2 inches of rain, so that may spark some more flash flood warnings. We also have an air quality alert, mainly for areas that haven't seen rain south of the Thruway from now until midnight. But as I mentioned, we are tracking more smoke on the way for tomorrow. Our air quality right now for most of New York State is moderate. There's a little bit of smoke, but it's not unhealthy until you go out towards Rochester and Buffalo. However, the smoke will be thickening up as we head into tomorrow. Right now, the worst of it is south of the Thruway, where we haven't seen rain. As we head into this evening, still going to be mainly south of the Thruway. It's not until after midnight that it starts to push in, thickening up towards the south and eventually across the rest of central New York into Thursday afternoon. And notice we climb into that orange zone, unhealthy for sensitive groups, and that continues into Thursday afternoon. Eventually by Thursday evening, it starts to lighten up for areas to the south of the Thruway. North of the Thruway, it clears out as we go overnight and into Friday. So looking ahead beyond that air quality alert, once the smoke exits on Friday, we've got plenty of sunshine, highs in the upper 80s. The story is dry and hot weather looking ahead. Sunshine for Saturday and Sunday, climbing to the upper 80s Saturday, lower 90s on Sunday. Humidity returns on Monday, highs in the mid 90s, likely some heat advisories and a potential heat wave with 3 days in a row in the 90s. We're also tracking evening thunderstorms for Tuesday, continuing overnight into Wednesday as a front rolls through. Drying out Wednesday afternoon and highs in the upper 80s. A live look now from our Stanley Loft Skywatch Regency Tower camera. You can see the haze in the distance. Get ready for one more day with that thick smoke before it finally exits central New York come Friday. Back inside.